Hello NFL fans and Outcoach Sports viewers. I am Jackie. Please take a moment to like the video, subscribe to us at this channel at Outcoach Sports. Also, thank you for the love on Instagram as well. On to other business. After I give my NFL picks, Carl will break down the Thursday night game with the Patriots versus the Steelers. My record last week was 7-6. Arizona and Washington have byes this week. Also, there are 2 Monday night games this week. Now, let's get to the picks for Week 14. Remember, my picks are only the outright winners, not picking against the spread. My picks are all in fun. Let's start with the Thursday night matchup. I have the Steel Curtain beating New England 19-17. The Sunday 1 p.m. games. I have Atlanta escaping Tampa Bay 20-13. Chicago Bears upsets the Detroit Lions 21-20. Bengals finds a way to win over Indianapolis 24-14. Cleveland wins a close one over Jacksonville 23-20. New Orleans squeaks by Carolina 16-13. Houston over the New York Football Jets 27-10. Baltimore 31 the Rams 20. The Raiders wins late over the Vikings 23-17. In the 4 o'clock games, the 49ers pull away from Seattle 34-21. Buffalo surprises Kansas City 35-31. Denver 28 Chargers 24. In the Sunday night game, I have the Eagles beating America's team 30-28. The Monday night games this week. I have the Dolphins smoking Tennessee 44-17. Green Bay takes care of the New York Football Giants 27-10. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week and weekend. Stay tuned for Mr. Carl and his breakdown of the Patriots Steelers Thursday night clash. I will see you next week.
You know, that was a horrible day at the office. We didn't do much right in that game, to be quite honest with you. So we got to own that, obviously, starting first and foremost with me. Just losing football really was, you know. We're highly penalized, some pre-snap penalties, some operational penalties, bad snaps, just JV football in a lot of ways. I thought it was a significant point in the game when we got stopped in the red zone, and then they drove the ball there before the half. But that doesn't tell the story to the game, man. We just weren't good enough throughout the game. We didn't play a good game today. We had some injuries. Landon Roberts got a groin. Obviously wasn't able to return. Kenny Pickett wasn't able to return with an ankle. Isaac with a shoulder. Minka, I think, broke his left hand, but they were able to cast it at the extended half, and he was able to finish the game. But again, it's as I mentioned, man. We need to look no further than the mirror. We didn't do it today.
Well, again, some missed opportunities here today. I thought we had all the guys play really hard. We moved the ball, but we're on a long field. Just really didn't do a good job with field position, and couldn't play the complementary game that we need to play. Chargers did a couple times, got their 6 points, and obviously that was enough. So just got to do a better job of. We've talked about all year, making plays in critical situations that we need to make, and that's really about it. There's multiple plays you can point to on that, but in the end, just obviously it wasn't enough, and so we got to find a way to make those.
All right, welcome back to Outcoach Sports. This is a special episode because I wanted to get into the one game because McLean and Cliff, look, all of us make money outside of doing videos and stuff like that. So we all have jobs. Well, technically I don't have a job, but still, anyway, we all have lives and stuff catches up with us. This is Wednesday, December 5th. We have a Thursday night game with the Patriots and Steelers, and obviously I'm going to upload Jackie's picks and You guys can go through that and see. I don't always agree with her. I just let her I just let Jackie pick whatever she picks, and then I just put it out there and let her talk about it, and we go from there. As in terms of the Patriots and Steelers, because that would be the one game we won't cover, we'll have a special Saturday weekend review, so to speak. We'll review this past week, and we will preview the rest of the games, from Sunday and Monday. But I wanted to at least have my say with the Patriots and Steelers because, that's something that if McLean was here, I would cover anyway just for the significance of it. One of the things with the Patriots, they can't score. Their defense can make a game look ugly, but in general, their problems are really deep rooted in the offense. They can't put up points. Same goes with the Steelers, but their defense is a little bit more stellar. The stats doesn't necessarily show how the Steelers can make games very ugly for the opposition. They're usually low scoring games. They usually are within with less than a touchdown or so either way. And this is not going to be any different. It's going to be one of the worst Thursday night games that they could possibly had put on the schedule. I would be shocked if either team scores over 20 points. I personally think it's going to be probably like a 12-7 game, or like a 15-9 game. Field position is going to be very premium in this particular matchup because the defense is very dominant, and it's dominant in the sense of, and I'm talking about Pittsburgh, they make it ugly for the opposition that they play. And because they don't have an offense at all, really, if they had a quarterback, I mean, how much better the Steelers will look with a Justin Herbert back there? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's really their biggest problem. They don't have an anchor for a quarterback that's back there. They need that type of quarterback. And the Steelers will be a whole totally different team because then, they can literally run the ball. They can do a lot of play action. They can make games, control the time of possession and stuff like that. So Patriots problem is a lot more deep rooted. I just think, Belichick with his coaching style was able to get away with somewhat fringe players and star players on the decline that he could just plug and play into his lineup. And the impact of Tom Brady, I've said it earlier on this podcast before, the impact of Tom Brady is being felt now. You can't just plug and play with this team. You're going to have to actually have good, solid players to put in there. You can't have a whole bunch of projects and think it's going to work like it did in the past. So that's what Belichick is running into. He's running into the star effect. There's a certain element, well, I made my bones doing this for many years, and it's always worked. Yes, but look at the level of talent that you had that made it work. You see what I'm saying? So on the defense, if you got 6 Hall of Famers there, not to say that you're going to have 6 Hall of Famers all the time on one side of the ball, you can pretty much plug and play the other 5 players as long as they play average to above average to at least prop up themselves against those Hall of Famers. Just like the offense. If you got a stellar quarterback, a decent offensive line, and serviceable receivers, you can dominate left and right. And the Steelers have not helped themselves in the draft, I believe, over the past 5 years. So it's not really a Mike Tomlin problem. over in the Steel City, it's really whoever the GM is, and I don't know if Tomlin is part of that process or not, but they're not helping him out. But I think he's done a stellar coaching job this year. Just off of what he has to have a winning record and really contend for the playoffs, to me, this is his best coaching year. I mean, just the fact that he has them that competitive, that says a lot about coaching. See, when you coach a team that doesn't really have stars and they perform like this, that's where the coaches come in at. GMs is one thing to find star players, but then it's another thing to pick that diamond in the rough where all of a sudden, this player starts to develop and have these phenomenal years that nobody saw coming, i.e., like a Tom Brady, So until the GMs get out of the way of these coaches, you're going to have stuff like this. And Belichick, being his own GM, got in his own way. Not sure what's going to happen at the end of the year. I don't predict that Belichick will be fired because they're going to have such a high draft pick that I believe that they would go after a quarterback or find some way to get a top level quarterback in New England and then see what happens once he develops him. As in terms of Tomlin, he's not going anywhere. I mean, this is the year that he's proven why he's the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. With that roster that he has, with that record that he has this year, it is some ass ugly games that they're winning, but they're winning. So, and I don't see any difference in that Thursday night game. All right, so thank you all for the love on Instagram, and follow Outcoach Sports on Instagram. Follow the channel. Subscribe. If you want to follow me, it is at Carl Baldwin Jr. No, I'm not related to the Baldwin brothers. No, I'm not related to James Baldwin. Whole different line. Okay? So, you guys enjoy the game. We'll have a Saturday podcast that maybe release Saturday night, maybe release Sunday morning. But, you guys take care of yourselves. Until the next one.